test this thing, play around a little bit. Yeah, I don't think that's going anywhere. Interesting stuff. Awesome. This should be great. So everybody knows that sometimes we have issues when taking knives apart. And one of those issues is the week's going just fine. Just tested out the Para 3 and nothing went wrong. Went out and did some cardboard stuff. Honestly, held up perfect. I didn't see, there's no chips, the whole edge is just immaculate as it was from factory. Harbor Freight special indeed. So the idea that I had behind this is well, I don't have the money to replace it, so the idea for this is, unfortunately, it won't stick to this very well, but oh, that's perfect. All it needs to do is just sit there. And when we have a knife that we're having issues with, taking it apart, what we do is we open the jaws, we stick the blade in, we tighten them because they have rubber covers, and then down here we can unscrew whatever needs to be unscrewed instead of having to sit there and try and hold the knife in place at the same time as trying to unscrew two screws at the same time. I haven't done that yet. I need to bring out my sharpening equipment to the pawn shop tomorrow. However, the whole reason I started this stream was because I wanted to complain about my Demco. The edge on this thing didn't last worth damn. Genuinely, like, the worst. It was bad. It was really, really bad. It lasted about 3 boxes before it died. I've got an 8 CR to last longer than that. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at it under the microscope because I want to know what happened. First, I'm going to look at it because I'm curious, and then we're going to show you guys. That might be something that It might be stroppable. Just use the strop and that's it. No, it looks more like a burr than anything else. It's not like noticeably bad or anything. It just looks like it needs I'm sitting here complaining about a knife that I was just cutting cardboard with. And then we're looking at the edge. Yeah, that whole edge is just done. And I can feel the burr that it's left behind too. Yep. Ram, what's up? Welcome in. I don't think I've seen you in here before. Hit the like button, freeloaders. Funny. I'm just gonna try the strop. We'll see if the strop brings it back. If it doesn't, then it's gonna need a lot. Well, thank you. Appreciate everybody showing up. We had like 22 people in here just a minute ago, and then they all left. Common occurrence. Okay. So we're just gonna try. You can see all the black right there. That's where there's a burr. And it's all gone right now. And it's all back right here. That's where the burr's at. Bonk, what's up? So when I say this is going to be a short stream, I mean it. We're sharpening this knife, thinking about it for a bit, and then I'm going to end it. Yep, the strop is doing nothing. Okay. I tried buying some of the diamond paste stuff last night, or the night before, on Blade Bench, and the purchase didn't go through. We'll see. We'll try that again tomorrow or something. Well, this time I mean it because I don't want to be streaming for very long. It doesn't need reprofiled. It just needs the burr knocked off. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but if you click over here on the three dot thing, you can look at chat options. And one of the options is top comments. The other one is all comments. And I think it had it stuck on top comments on the last stream. I'm not holding my angle properly. I don't know what's up. I hate that feature too. Like, I don't want to see top comments. I want to see everybody. My day's going all right. Other than this knife is being a pile. All right, Aiden, you're right. It needs the 600. God, I hate it when he's right. The problem with Aiden being right, it means not only was I wrong, but I wasted time. I don't know. I don't know why they do any of the crap that they do. I got to sharpen a bunch of knives last night. A bunch of cheap stuff and then a buck 110. But yeah, it genuinely sucks when Aiden's right because that means I'm wrong. And however much time I just wasted. Hey, I don't know if you knew this, Aiden. We're working with Aus-10A. Thank you. The grit number comes off if you wash it enough times. I was out at my grandparents' house. I only brought the sharpening equipment. So that's aluminum, an aluminum base. What do I have that's hard? I don't want to use Maximate for that. Well, on the bright side, I can just feel them and tell which one's which. I guess I don't need it there. I was just thinking of marking it. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. I do have some interesting stuff coming up pretty soon, hopefully. It depends on what companies are willing to work with me on it. I could do the tungsten carbide, but it looks pretty good when it's clean. Yeah, I'll even send you videos of me sharpening stuff. All it takes is a one-time payment of, Aiden, quick, help me. Grab a calculator and tell me what $475 plus 6% is. Yeah, Ozark Trail has a new axis lock knife in 14C, and I didn't know until Knives I Guess told me and they were all sold out by the time I found out. Oh, the Aus-10 was trashed when I started the stream. Oh, you guys have got to see this under the microscope. This is wild. Anthony. Oh. Oh, we're working on a 600. On a 600 grit. It's doing fine. Well, all it was look at that. Look at the grain. Those lines perfectly straight. Oh, dude, those edges are gorgeous. I might just stick to 600 grit. And basically what I did was I cut up 3 boxes and the edge of this thing was just trashed. I don't need a moment alone. Okay. Now the question is, do I move up to the 1200? Because I haven't taken the burr off yet. Or do I just leave it at 600? And I'd like to talk about how even their edges are, because they are not even at all. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on some of that stuff. What was his edge retention version of that? Because Magnamax, I thought that was supposed to be the tougher version. And then there was one that's supposed to be higher edge retention. I think it's the Aus-10A that stinks. Because this stuff sucks. The knife is awesome. I love fidgeting around with this thing. And now that I've actually loosened up the spring a little bit, it's fun to play with. Yeah, it's Magnamax is Laren Thomas's next steel. He released MagnaCut and then came out with this stuff. Like this year. It's brand new. It's been used in prototypes from Bradford, and that's it. Really, really new. Oh yeah, it's very, very recent. Okay, well, there's one that he came out with that he's been talking about that was supposed to be non-stainless and really tough and high edge retention. Pro cut. Okay. Yeah. Magna cut. I can't tell you where it's below 100 because I've yet to find that for that isn't trash. But there's a Para 3 lightweight on Blade Binge if it's still there. That's 125. It's yellow. So yeah, Pro Cut. I want to get my hands on some of that stuff. So what do you think of it? What do you think of the Pro Cut stuff? No, this Aus-10 is trash. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty decent at sharpening, and it didn't last worth crap. It was better than 1095. 1095 wasn't great at all. I'm trying to think of other steels that sucked. 8CR was better than this. 3CR was worse. 8CR was better though. I think it's a heat treat problem. Aiden says he thinks it's a burnt edge. Feel free to ask questions. If you don't know what I'm talking about, feel free to ask any questions. I'd be happy to answer. Answering people's questions is one of the many reasons I do YouTube. I'm thinking crappy heat treat, but well, K110. Okay, yeah. K110's like Bowler's version of D2, right? So that is clean. Dude, those edge angles. Oh my god. The edge angle's trash. No consistency whatsoever. Like the bevel on one side is huge compared to the other. And that's how it was when I got it with the factory edge. Like this edge is huge. And this bevel's just so much smaller. Microscope. Okay. Zoom in. The very, very edge, the apex could use a touch up. Oh, dude. Tiny, tiny burr, yeah. Nope. That was a microscope looking at the edge of this. I don't have anything that removes burrs. So, like this doesn't have any compound on it. So the only way for me to remove a burr is by going back and forth constantly until it finally decides it's done. And this time we're sticking it at a 600 grit. I can see a burr with my eye, like no microscope. The light reflects on it differently. And what are you sending? That is mean. No, I think. See, I think of herpes as the gift that keeps on giving. So, what knife related thing is the gift that keeps on giving in a bad way? And the first thing that comes to mind to me would be stainless. Stainless is the herpes of the knife world. It's a fun fidget knife, but it needs a reblade. I think just the word stainless on a knife, that kind of takes the cake. At least be proud enough of the steel that you used to name it. And rost-free doesn't count. That's just stainless in German. Give it an actual name. Something I can look up and be disappointed on, or disappointed with. A K390 reblade. Do they make K390 reblades? And how much is that going to cost? Surgical stainless is trash too. You got a point there. Does it have the thumb hole at least? Because this is a shark cub. This isn't one of the full size, like an 80-20 or anything like that. Dude, I hate that so much. Like, you find a knife that you think looks perfect, just to look in the description and find out that they don't even know what steel it is. Nameless, what's up? I've gotten to play around with some 1095 recently. High HRC, but it's below 59. Dude, when I think of high HRC, I think like 65 plus. You know, right on the edge of where steel can actually sit. Just for shits and giggles. I want to show you guys something. Box. Pull-through sharpeners. Well, we all know that I hate pull-through sharpeners. You got a point. But what do I hate more than pull-through sharpeners? Can anybody guess that right? Fuck yeah, dude. Pretty good morning. You got 2 of them in the morning and pretty solid breakfast. No, I hate the people that market pull-through sharpeners. This was so much sharper just a minute ago. Yeah, that's more like it. Oh yeah. Who said I was trying to get a 6-pack or 6-pack abs? Let's be real here. Glass cutting boards. The fact that those things exist is just disgusting. Blasphemy right there. If you use a glass cutting board, I apologize, but please leave. or at least ask what's better. Tape. I didn't know that glass cutting boards were a thing until I started looking into stuff. And the way I found out was because I was on Amazon looking for a tin cutting board, because tin is softer than steel. And if you ever need to like it's destroyed, you just melt it down and then pour it out on a flat piece of steel. And then you've just got a new cutting board already. That's it. So I was looking into it, and they don't sell tin cutting boards on Amazon. You know what they do sell? It is so stupid and pointless. Titanium cutting boards. Let's buy a titanium cutting board, why don't we? Why would you buy a titanium cutting board? Whoop-de-doo, look at me, my cutting board's made out of titanium. Sure, but it's still going to wear out the edge of your knife. It's just like using a glass cutting board, but it's not glass. Yeah, titanium cutting boards. Or, yeah, stainless steel cutting boards. And then it makes you wonder, who's behind all these cutting boards out of really stupid materials like glass? Is there a kitchen knife company that is backing these things that says, I'm going to make these crappy cutting boards that hurt knives so that people have to sharpen their knife more often, and then they can go buy another knife because they liked it so much? That's just my conspiracy theory right there. It's stupid, but for some reason it probably exists. I think you can get copper poisoning. I'm not sure on that one. I think you can, though. Now let's make another sign. Where is the pen? There it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a Kershaw leak, and we're going to trace the Kershaw leak. Because somebody had, I don't remember exactly who it was, but they had the funny idea of the taking a leak thing. I think that was Punisher. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm like fairly sure that it was Punisher. Yeah, okay, so it was Punisher. I'm like, taking a leak just sounds funny. KO memorabilia. Well, that's why I'm gonna say LEEK. And we're not just doing an outline either. Yep, I'm making a sign that says taking a leak. Punisher thought that it was funny because I have 11 leaks. The leaky sheepdog. That's horrible. Funny, but horrible. If you want more, I'm trying to sell them. My sister's talking about how dumb her principal was last year. Punisher, how much would you pay for a leak? We should get him another Sativian. You're right. I gotta ask him when his birthday is, and if people have in my if my subscribers can donate enough money, we'll buy him one. And then say that he has to do an edge retention test on it. Just because we're curious. Shitivian. Yes, indeed. That is good. Yes, the ST-155. We will buy one for him for his birthday. And I will ship it over there myself. I just want to watch him suffer a little bit, you know? So not horrible looking. Oh yeah, no, we're talking about the worst looking knife that they make. That's apparently genuine trash. Or maybe we buy it and then I do a review on it and then I ship it to him without telling him. You know how funny that would be? Just a surprise. Happy birthday. Here's the biggest piece of shit we could find. Get his name engraved in it. Dude, that'd be great. Oh, that just sounds perfect. We're such great people. I'm pretty sure that that's genuinely his least favorite knife. See, the difference between him and I is when I have a shitty knife, I feel bad giving it away. So I go to the pawn shop that I don't like and I sell it there. Oh, this was a great idea. I would like to thank you formally, Punisher, because this is just perfect. Specifically for my channel, it just makes so much sense. Ah, yes, piss knife. That's a good point. We should, dude. Go to LC Sign and have them make me a sign that looks like this. Oh, I hate writing over and over slowly like that. It hurts my hands. Nah. Dude, just make it so that the post says, or the package says from Sativian. Then he sits there and wonders how the hell Sativian got his address. Because I'm going to send him like $37 in silver as a I'm sorry. No. I'll give him a high five when I meet him in person. That's good enough.
Was it not called a leak?
Yeah.
Ha ha. That's actually pretty funny.
Yep. I thought it was great. Yeah, I'll give him a high five when I meet him, and I think that that's a good enough apology. Because my high five means something, apparently. You'll never wash that hand again.
Oh, are you using the pen I gave you?
Yeah.
Cool.
I shipped a knife over from Idaho to Georgia, and it took 3 days.
Even my Amazon packages take long. Oh, never mind. Yeah, never mind.
I shipped it across the country in 3 days. It showed up 4 days early, I think.
Is that cardboard?
Yeah.
The pen works on cardboard. That's actually surprising. Do you have to press really hard?
No.
Huh. Those pens were really expensive. I wasn't the one that bought them though, so.
Fair enough.
I think it was a 10-pack, and it was like, what, like $18? So.
Dude, he's like way taller than I am. How tall is he? Does somebody in here know how tall Knives I Guess is? Because I know he's taller than I am. I just don't remember how much taller. We'll take this. No, we'll leave this one. You can't tell if it's a male or female voice in the background.
I'm a girl.
I'm a girl. Here. Here.
Yeah, when we did DMV thing today. They asked me how tall I was, but the weird thing was they had a like ruler thing behind my head. I don't know why she didn't just count the inches.
I don't know. Yeah, he's 6'4",
Dang.
so he's 4 inches taller than I am. One of the few people I'll actually be forced to look up to.
I'm not much shorter than you.
What do you think, I'm making fun of you for being short?
Well, you looked at me when you said it, so.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Also, you just look pretty much head on at me.
Uh-huh. You're like an inch shorter than I am.
I'm not 5'11".
Oh yeah, you're 5'9".
Yeah.
Then your head's tall.
You mean my hair?
No head.
Whatever.
I am a big boy. My mom called me a big boy.
That's
Don't worry, KO. What you lack in height, you make up for in girth. No, this knife is called the Leak. It's a Kershaw Leak.
Did you come up with that joke?
No, Punisher did.
Dang. Give him a raise.
He doesn't even get paid.
Oh.
No shoe pudding for you. Where is... Yeah, that'll do.
That'll do.
Nope, never mind. That one's in decent condition. I gotta sell this one.
And I'm going upstairs.
Okay, you have fun with that. Where's another leak? There's a specific leak that I had in mind. The one with the broken tip. Are you the one with the broken tip? Oh, yep. Yeah, I don't know how any of that stuff works. It made sense a little bit at first, but the longer I've watched it go on, the less it makes sense. Like going to the bathroom, yeah. Ha ha ha. It is. It's a great knife, even without the tip. It's easier to sharpen without the tip, too. Yep, I can agree with that. But if you buy it and break the tip immediately, then you don't have to worry about it. I can hear the cogs turning in somebody's brain after I said that. And they're sitting there debating on whether I'm an absolute idiot or if that's a really smart move. Wow, I really fucked that up. Okay. I think I can put it back together now. The shape ain't perfect, but it's close enough that knife people will get it. And yeah, that was from Punisher came up with that. I thought it was funny, so I implemented it. Anyway, guys, we've been streaming for about an hour. I planned on going for about an hour, so I think right after I put this thing back together, we're going to go ahead and end the stream. I appreciate you guys watching and sticking around for the stream. Now, please sit here and watch me suffer while putting this thing back together. No, I'm gonna go like watch YouTube or something. Gonna go basically do what you guys are doing. What am I gonna watch? I have no clue. Nope, just regular mineral oil. I haven't used the scented mineral oil in a while. You know, it might help. It just might help if I put the tip retention lock in before I put everything else back together. And this will be the first time that we actually get to use my new tool. Unscented mineral oil. So here's my new tool, everybody. This is a small bench vise. And basically, what it's good for is holding things when you don't want to hold them. And what we need to do is down here. So it's going to hold the knife in place while I stick the tip retention lock back on down here. Beautiful. That's perfect. So yeah, now we loosen this up. Put the blade back down, loosen this up, then put it back on the floor. And that worked out great. That genuinely, that's the first time I've used it, and it worked out perfect. Not quite what I bought it for. I bought it for taking knives apart. But probably one of the better purchases that I've made throughout the whole knife YouTube thing experience. It's definitely one of the better tools for $18.01. It needs a nickname. It's at Harbor Freight for if you've got the Inside Track Club membership. It's $18.01 after Idaho tax, but in other states it'll be different. Without the Inside Track Club membership, it's $19.99, which overall for a cast aluminum, basically bench vise like that, it's not bad. It's a pretty solid deal. It is definitely only for light use, but it's perfect for what we use it for. And the knife that I had in mind when I bought it was a CRKT Pilar. Specifically, this small copper one. Where, of course, I don't think I can actually take this thing apart at the moment, but you need two T6s at the same time to take this thing apart. And it's the worst, because you have to have two tools while holding the knife in one place at the same time. Yeah, my dad's trying to get one of those gun lights too. You don't have to be a fan, but every once in a while they come out with some decent shit, so. Yeah, basically I bought it for one of these knives. You stick the knife in between here. You crank it down. And then, ooh. That's not a big deal. And then you use the T6 over on this side and on this side at the same time without having to hold the knife in place. And if I wanted to do it differently, if I move this and stick it right down on the table, it actually grabs the table pretty dang good. But it doesn't hold it forever because it's a porous wood table. Rough Rooster, what's up? But yeah, you can loosen this collar and move this around anywhere that you want it. Have it sitting right here, over there, like this. Then you just tighten that down and it just sits there. far from the worst, basically $20 I've ever spent. And yeah, those Apache cases, that's what I use. Because they're cheap. And they're good enough. I didn't know that there was a Streamlight lawsuit going on with them. It is kind of hard to beat their value. That is just a great sign right there. There we go. That was the word Kershaw on the leak. I'm not going to do that. Sucks, but that's kind of part of business right there. Hopefully some people get the reference, because this is hilarious to me. Anyway, guys, we've been streaming for an hour and 15 minutes, basically. That's going to be it for tonight's stream. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. It's a long word. Big whoop. CJRB bolt. I don't even know what that is. Somebody answer his question, then I'm going to end the stream. My Harbor Freight is full of normal people. The Home Depot, on the other hand, that's a little bit different. Anyway, guys, I wish you luck in finding a Kajerb bolt for under $50. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Actually, I still need to wash or clean this off, so we'll clean this and then I'll end the stream. Because I keep forgetting to do that. Q-tip. And then once I'm done with this, I'm ending it. That's it. There's nothing after this. Oh yeah, there's no T6s on this. You're making an extension cord? You know, honestly, I've never thought about making one of those. Oh, probably. And then somebody's going to figure out that they don't like it, and then they're going to return it or sell it on Blade Binge. And then maybe one of these days, 5 years from now, I'll end up with one. A pair of 3 in Magnamax. Because some cheap ass decided that their $300 Spyderco wasn't good enough. Oh, well, that was nice and smooth. Now, I'm not going to put oil on this because I want that patina to show up. I want this thing to end up with all the nice reds and blues. Well, I'm not going to say that orange is the worst color, but I'm not going to say that this gray is either. The battleship gray or whatever they picked. This isn't the best color. Oh, it's so fun to play with. I have no clue why cats look funny. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for tonight's stream. Appreciate you guys watching and sticking around. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day, night, morning, whatever it is. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.